Hello, my name is Sam Feltham and welcome to Expert Interviews here on Smash the Fat. With me today, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, is Sara and Alana Naughton. How you doing, girls?
Hi.
Fantastic. And then in the background there, we have Tom and his beautiful wife. Sorry, I can't remember your name.
Reba.
What was your name? Sorry again.
My name's Reba.
Perfect.
I'm
Perfect.
sure.
Yeah. Sorry, we should have probably sorted that out before we started, but it's all.
I'm Mom. Call me Mom.
Yeah, Mummy Naughton, we'd say, Mummy Naughton, kind of like Peppa Pig. But anyway, so the reason that I have the Naughtons on here today is mainly due to the fantastic work that Sara and Alana are doing with their Fathead Kids Club, which is obviously connected to your film, Tom, your documentary film called Fathead. Which I'm sure many of the viewers and listeners of Smash the Fat have kind of seen before. So, Sara and Alana, tell us why you kind of wanted to start this kids club and what Fatheads Kids Club is all about.
I think it's informational, and it's just a way that, because we have a lot of fun on these things.
It's kind of a way that we could talk to everybody by doing one conversation, and we don't have to talk straight to their faces. Because I sometimes get kind of nervous around crowds. I just think it's easier to do a web show, and it's fun and a good way to let everyone know about the facts.
Absolutely, and it's done in a true Naughton kind of way, with a fair amount of comedy in it, and because your latest episode has a saber-toothed tiger chasing you quite a lot there, Alana. How was that?
It was really tiring. My dad made me do like 50 runs.
And I only had a single run at the end, and yet through the course of, because he has to have multiple shots, I did that shot about 10 times. Just imagine how many I had to do. It's like 50. I just got worn out by the time we stopped.
I'm a cruel director.
I was going to say, Tom, you're a slave driver, mate. You're a slave driver.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, what's the general message, girls, about the Fatheads Kids Club?
I think that the general message is just that there's a reason we don't eat sugar and things like
And wheat. Not fat. We love fat.
And we eat more fat, and not just fat's good for you, period. So we try to make a fun way to understand it.
To understand why we don't eat the sugar and wheat, and
Do eat the fat.
why we eat the fat. So
Absolutely. That's our tenets as well. Eat the fat. It's even the name of our diet club, which is kind of on the side, so that's ideal. And why is it that we'd want to avoid sugar and wheat, and we'd rather have kind of real foods with full fat?
Well, there are so many reasons. One, it can make you fat. Two, there's all sorts of health problems. And we're just trying to make you understand that you would be much better off eating real foods than eating the packaged stuff that they pretend is food.
Absolutely, because that's kind of our philosophy as well, is that a lot of the foods that are in supermarkets today are fake foods, aren't they? And we've kind of lost our way with real foods. Now, how does your shopping trolley or your shopping basket compare to, say, your friends' shopping trolleys or baskets?
Well, they don't do a lot of shopping. Maybe Mommy should answer that.
Yeah.
We try to avoid taking them shopping because the cart would be twice as full.
Oh, okay, cool.
and
So is that kind of something that you've kind of consciously kind of done?
In terms of not taking them shopping? No, they will shop with me, but usually I have a list, and I try to stick to my list.
Yeah.
Just so I could stay in my grocery budget. But
unless she sees something that, we're out of it. So
basically, we go around the outside of the grocery store.
So
we're hitting, the fresh fruits, we're hitting the butter and the cheeses and the milks and the meat.
And cream.
Right.
We love cream.
And I almost never
Absolutely.
go down the aisle, and that's why I run out of things like paper towels, because I didn't go down that aisle and notice I was out.
Yeah, that's it.
I did, thank you.
Absolutely. And because that's a problem for a lot of parents, sort of children putting pressure on their parents to kind of buy sugary treats and things like that. And for you girls, do you kind of feel like you need those sugary treats at all at any time, or do you just feel like they're not good for you and you prefer not to have them?
Well,
You can go.
well, the thing is, we know that they're bad for us, so we tend to avoid them. Although every so often, it is nice to have a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like at birthday parties or on special occasions like Christmas or Thanksgiving or something like that. And then we're happy to have it.
Yeah.
We'll dig in.
As long as, especially me, if I have too much of it, then I'm just hurting all night. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys can actually feel it kind of within your bodies when you've had sort of a large amount of sugar or wheat or anything like that, or even a small amount might affect you.
Sarah seems to have a little more of a sensitivity to wheat than Alana does.
I have,
Really?
I have what's called, I don't know its official name, although I call it debunks. So when I eat too much wheat, kind of on my arm, I get like these tiny little, they aren't pussy or anything, it's
Yeah. It's like some sort of skin rash, eczema type thing.
So much
I think it's
information.
called keratosis pilaris,
Yeah.
little chicken bumps.
Okay.
She'll
Yeah.
get those on the top of her arm. So,
and they don't hurt, but
I know when she has had wheat.
and Mom likes looking at
And it's a reminder that wheat doesn't agree with you.
them.
There
My
you
son
go.
has much protests.
And when
Oh, really?
I eat too much wheat or sugar, I get red bumps around my nose right here.
Yeah, that actually sort of happens to me as well. Sort of, if I have a slice of birthday cake, kind of the next day or two afterwards, I'll get more red kind of underneath my eyes and sort of on my nose and things like that as well. It's quite telling, isn't it? So as a family, it can be quite difficult for people sort of transitioning from kind of like a fake foods type diet to a real foods diet. So for you guys, the parents, how was that transition kind of going from that?
Well, I think we were lucky when we made the transition. It was, of course, while I was shooting Fathead, and I began to realize, oh my God, an awful lot of what we were told is healthy food really isn't. We were lucky that they were still pretty young at the time.
Yeah.
So they don't really remember having Cheerios for breakfast, which they did when they were little. I think it would be more difficult to make that transition now when they're 9, 10 years old and would have to give up foods that they've gotten used to for several years. But they really don't remember it. At this age, I don't think they remember eating any other way.
Not really.
Yeah.
That's
Do you?
a good thing.
Yeah.
So we don't have to be, Dad, why are you taking away our cereal
Right.
and our Cheerios? We love them.
Well, also, I'd like to add that I think because gluten-free is becoming much more popular, there are more bread-type breads that are made with flours without the wheat. So we've discovered one. It's called Udi's.
Yeah.
And it has a very good flavor. It tastes very much like white bread, but it's tapioca and rice flour. So for those who are going very low carb, that may not be a good choice. But for people who want to transition their kids, they want to make a sandwich for their child, but they don't want wheat in it, I think that's a way that's kind of, it can be part of your normal diet or a bridge food if you really want to get away from the idea of bread altogether.
It makes very good toast.
And it tastes just like
Brilliant.
real bread, has the same consistency, tastes the same. It's really good.
I wouldn't know that it wasn't wheat. The only way that I know is, one, Mom tells me, and two, I don't get the bumps
That's right.
when I eat it.
Oh, that's ideal. That's ideal. So what do your guys' daily diet look like as a family? Do you have breakfast together and dinner together, or how does that work?
Sometimes Dad doesn't have breakfast or dinner because sometimes he works late or he wakes up really late, and that's part of it.
I wake up pretty late.
Or we're just in front of the TV or we're just watching TV on my Kindle downstairs.
Sure.
And we say, I don't want to eat breakfast.
Yeah, the summer's a lot looser.
Snack.
It's a lot looser.
Yeah. So the summer's a lot looser, right? So sort of when you're in school and things like that, how does like a regular day kind of look like?
What's the breakfast look like for you girls during the school year?
Well, we usually have eggs is usually the main course, and then we'll have with it bacon, sausage, some sort of meaty, something like that. Sometimes we'll have a turkey roll up for breakfast, and we almost always have some sort of fruit or vegetable with it.
And where do those eggs come from?
Chickens.
Well, where are the chickens?
Yeah, where are the chickens?
In our front yard.
Say hi, chicken.
That's the beauty of the Naughton household. So you've got kind of a small holding going on here, haven't you, Tom?
That's
Fish
right.
eggs, 2 goats outside.
Yeah.
We have so many eggs now. We're actually finding friends to take them off our hands. But yeah, the eggs don't get any fresher right out of the hen house.
And we had raccoon stew yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we've never in our life tasted raccoon, so it's a novel experience for us.
Yeah, what was it like? What was it like? I imagine it's relatively fatty. What was it like?
It tasted pretty much exactly like beef, except it was a little chewier.
Okay.
Although that isn't necessarily bad. I think it was very good.
And that's not, it's Saturday night, it's raccoon stew night. This particular raccoon had taken to killing our chickens, so it was sort of a rebate. He ate our chickens, we ate him, we get some chicken back.
Exactly. It's the circle of life, isn't it? The circle of life, as they say in The Lion King.
And part of it was smooth. It tasted like chicken.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. And then so at school, what does your lunch look like? Because I know a lot of people will sort of be thinking about their kids' school lunches, and they got to take Tupperware to school and things like that. So how does that work?
Well, usually people give us kind of weird looks because we'll have beets and hard-boiled eggs, which are kind of pink and blue because that's the color that our chickens put out. And we'll have roll-ups, and we don't have any bread on it.
Well, sometimes
that is until we discover the Udis.
That's
but it's just kind of different than everybody else.
Although
Yeah, because no, go on, Sarah.
Oh, sorry. It's not bad. I think it's very tasty and it fills me up. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you guys notice a difference with your classmates? Like, do you see sort of their energy levels going up and down at all, and yours kind of stays steady, or how does?
Well, it depends on their personality. Although, yes, there are a few kind of sort of, there are always a few class clowns, but yeah, I would notice that we tend to be very focused during school.
Sure. Absolutely.
And
have your classmates kind of asked you about why you eat that way and why they eat another way?
For me, not so far. Although,
for me, just people kind of give me weird looks and don't really talk to me much for that reason.
Oh, they do.
No, they don't. A little more than you. Like, a little more fatty.
Are you the weird lunch girl?
Yes, I am.
The weird lunch girl.
I am.
Okay.
That's fantastic. And then what's a regular dinner in the Naughton household?
Some sort of meat and vegetable,
Mm-hmm.
and often we'll have sweet potatoes, maybe sweet potatoes on the side, sometimes regular potatoes now that we've reintroduced those. But there's always a meat and a vegetable or a meat and 2 vegetables. And we always eat together.
And I tend to stay lower carb because I was a fat guy growing up, and for me that helps keep the weight down. We don't count the girls' carbohydrates or put them on any sort of strict low carbohydrate diet. For us, it's about real food for them. If they want a banana, they have a banana. If they say, Mom, can I have a potato? Yes, they can have a potato. A potato's real food. But just by virtue of sticking to real food, I know their carbohydrate intake is a lot lower than most kids. But because most kids are wildly over-consuming sugars and refined flours. But for them, it's just, we let their appetite really be the guide, and as long as there's real food on the table, we don't really care how much of it they eat.
And my only request at dinner is that they start with their protein. They don't jump to the sweeter thing on the plate.
Don't jump to the frozen blueberries with cream.
Yeah.
Smash it up and make the pudding.
That's one of my favorite things at breakfast. Sometimes we'll get like frozen berries. If you pour cream over them, especially if you put them in a blender, and mix it up, you plop it into a bowl, and it is just like ice cream.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been doing that recently myself. I even put a bit of cocoa powder into it, just 100% cocoa powder. Just kind of gives it a chocolatey kind of taste to it as well. So I recommend doing that. And you got kind of blueberry chocolate kind of instant ice cream, isn't it? It's really nice. It's fantastic.
Haven't you seen the commercials for the Cocoa Puffs and the Fruity Pebbles?
Yeah, it's a lot better than that, because that's actually in relation to.
It's like that, but yummier, much better.
A lot yummier and a lot healthier for sure. Because that's in relation to a question that we had on the blog there, which asked, what's a better alternative for breakfast in terms of cereal and skimmed milk? So for you guys, a regular breakfast is just eggs, bacon, and sometimes berries and cream.
Yeah.
And
strawberries.
And we're fond of avocados. We like those.
As well. Why do you like those?
Well, personally, they wouldn't. I think they're very creamy, and they are. I guess they wouldn't be sweet compared to all of the stuff we have around today. Although, since I don't, we don't really eat much of that stuff. I think avocados are sweet.
Yeah, they're really good.
How fascinating! Because if you asked a regular person on the street if an avocado was sweet, they'd probably say no. So that's interesting that you find an avocado is rather sweet.
Yeah, I think a lot of people's taste buds have gotten really skewed as far as their sensation of what's sweet and what isn't. And for them, they think berries are really, really sweet and avocados are sweet. So
it's fascinating.
To those, they'd say, "Ugh, these are not like my little yogurt, squeezy yogurt things. I don't know what those are called.
I think they're called
my cookies,
Go-Gurt.
my little Go-Gurt.
I think they're called Go-Gurt.
Or my little Snapple
There
drink,
you go.
my sugared up brown sugar apples."
Absolutely.
Another quick breakfast in the morning, and I know sometimes if you're running late in the morning, you need something fast. Nukeable sausages, they're fully cooked patties. You can get them in the freezer. Or even if I'm feeling ambitious, I'll cook a bunch of sausage and have it ready for reheating. Things like that.
Absolutely. And kind of, how do you guys reheat stuff? Because there's loads of kind of health people out there just saying don't use microwaves and things like that. Do you guys use microwaves or?
We use microwaves. That's pretty much our way of reheating things.
Absolutely. Me too.
I think you can get into a little touch of orthorexia, fear of anything less than a absolutely pristine, perfect diet. I don't think that's mentally healthy place to go. For us, it's about doing most of it right. If you start worrying about every little thing, it's going to turn into just another source of stress.
Definitely not purists. We make our greatest effort, but then,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a believer in the saying, don't make perfect the enemy of good. So we aim for good.
Absolutely. That's a great way to live life, guys, for sure. And what's kind of going to be coming up for Fatheads Kids Club? Are there any episodes in the making, or?
Not yet.
Not yet. We are Although I think Daddy has his brain churning on a few
Well,
ideas.
you told me you want to do some cooking episodes
Mhm.
where you demonstrate to other kids easy things to cook.
And that berry ice cream we mentioned, that's one that we think we're gonna do because it's too good.
What would you
That
like
was a
to
little
see,
too
Sam?
easy, too short.
Pardon?
What would you like to see? What do you think would be a
Well,
good?
I mean, I think it'd be great to see you guys cooking as children, because that can be kind of a barrier for a lot of people. And yeah, making those easy recipes, just like the kind of the instant frozen berry ice cream, is a really, really good one. And anything else that you like to cook? What do you guys like to cook?
Well, I actually saw a few recipes in a cake book. I actually just made one, but I substituted the flour and sugar with maybe Splenda and rice flour and ground up coconut, and that makes it way healthier and sometimes even tastes better.
Yeah.
We hope. It's not finished baking
Yeah,
yet.
we haven't tried this one yet.
And I am very fond of Jellos. You know, the sugar-free ones. We have, you know, like the little packets.
Mm-hmm.
The little sugar-free Jello packets, and then you pour it in some water, add cold water, put it in the fridge. You know, those.
And you've gotten to where you like to make eggs in the morning.
I do.
So do I. I'm really good at making
And I can make a pretty good omelet too.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. How's your favourite way to have eggs? Just omelette, or?
I like omelets, especially with mushrooms and sausage. Oh.
I
Yeah.
like mine extra super duper mega cheesy. If it has no cheese, I won't eat it.
Oh,
What's your favourite cheese, Alana?
I don't really have a favorite cheese, but I like Munster and mozzarella. Soft mozzarella.
Those are pretty much my favorites too. Soft mozzarella is really, really good, and I also love the flavors of Munster.
Fantastic. And for all the listeners and viewers out there, girls, what kind of wise words would you give to them for leading a healthy lifestyle?
I would say don't fret about it because I have nothing against counting calories, although I personally think that just kind of playing it by ear and by stomach is that's how I do it, and I think that is a good way to live.
What if a friend of yours said, Sarah, I want to eat healthier? What would you say to that friend?
I would say start small because if you try to make the transition just average American diet to super low carb really fast, then it kind of might mess up your taste buds and your stomach and what's it called, metabolism?
Well, yeah. What would you tell your friend to eat if they said, I want to eat better? What would you tell them to eat, and what would you tell them to stop eating?
I would tell them to stop eating well, not all sugar and meat, because some a little bit is okay, but I would say stop eating all of the heavily processed packaged stuff, and you can easily just instead of pouring yourself a bowl of cereal, you can easily just ask your mom if she can cook fry up an egg or something, or microwave heat a sausage patty.
Or just get some strawberries out of the fridge.
Mm-hmm. Strawberries are very good.
I do. Like, because healthy food can be quick and easy, right? Because I mean, with a strawberry, you don't even have to unwrap the packaging.
Because you just pop it in your mouth and spit out the peel.
Absolutely, and eat it if you want. I mean, I know people that eat it, but
Yeah, the little leaves.
You like having that stem caught in there?
No, I just take it off of the strawberry and just pull off with like a little skirt on the strawberry, and then I'll eat the leaves one by one.
Okay.
I really, wow.
Healthy isn't hard. Doesn't have to be.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's fantastic. And you guys you're living proof that a regular family can obtain and maintain a healthy lifestyle and sort of keep a kind of a regular schedule. Would you say that's fair?
Yes, I would say that.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. So where can people watch all of your episodes of Fatheads Kids Club? Because there's 6 episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can just go to fatheadmovie.com.
Fathead-movie.com.
Fathead-movie.com and go to the Fathead Kids Club section,
Yeah.
and there are
On the-
all our
Yeah.
videos.
On the home page, on the little menu bar, there's Fathead Kids Club, and then all the videos are listed.
You should definitely check out the bloopers at the end. Those are really funny.
Yeah. Don't exit out after the little title sequence at the end, because we just to be funny, we always put a little extra thing in there.
Absolutely. Bloopers are always the best, and I like it in your introduction video. What was it, Alana? How did you say your name?
Naughton.
Alana.
Yeah, forgot her name for a second there.
Happens to the best of us, Alana. Happens to the best of us. Fantastic. So there's only one more thing to do, and that's to hear all of the Naughtons to shout out "Smash It Out" on 3. So on 3, I want you to all say "Smash It Out" and point at the camera. So 1, 2, 3.
Smash it out!
Whoa! That was probably the best smash it out that we've had. Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, I recommend everybody listening and watching this episode to go over to fathead-movie.com and clicking on Fathead Kids Club in the menu bar there and checking out all 6 episodes. Fantastically done by the Naughton family. And, of course, thanks to the Naughtons for your time today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Fantastic, guys. Well, I'll see you soon. Let me know if there's anything coming up.
Bye.
Will do. See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Who wants
Bye.
to go watch the ratings room?